Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Request everyone to please keep yourself muted. Welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam session. Let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are going to read now from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 3, entitled Krishna is the source of all incarnations, text 25. Athasau yuga sandhyayam dasyu prayeshu rajasu Janita Vishnu Yashaso Namna Kalkir Jagatpatihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Srila Suta Goswami continued. Thereafter, at the conjunction of two yugas, the Lord of the creation will take his birth as the Kalki incarnation and become the son of Vishnu Yasha. At this time, the rulers of the earth will have degenerated into plunderers. Purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Here is another foretelling of the advent of Lord Kalki, the incarnation of Godhead. He is to appear at the conjunction of the two yugas, namely the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of Satya Yuga. The cycle of the four yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, rotates like the calendar months. The present Kali Yuga lasts 432,000 years, out of which we have passed only 5,000 years after the battle of Kurukshetra and the end of the regime of King Parikshit. So there are 427,000 years balance yet to be finished. Therefore, at the end of this period, the incarnation of Kalki will take place as foretold in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The name of his father, Vishnu Yasha, a learned Brahmana, and the village Shambhala are also mentioned. As above mentioned, all these foretellings will prove to be factual in chronological order. That is the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So we are reading about Kalki Avatara in this portion of the Bhagavatam. This shloka is foretelling the appearance of Lord Kalki, the incarnation who is going to appear at the end of Kali Yuga. So this is a verse of prophecy, just like Buddha's appearance also we read previously. Buddha was also foretold in Srimad Bhagavatam, and the foretelling of Srimad Bhagavatam proved to be true. That is the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the same way, in this verse, Kalki Avatara is being prophesized. So let us understand this verse. Athasau Yuga Sandhyayam. Atha, thereafter. Asau, the same Lord who previously appeared as Buddha, the Lord who appeared previously as many other incarnations. It is referring to that Lord, Asau, the same Lord. Yuga Sandhyayam, at the conjunction of the yugas. Yuga Sandhi, Sandhya also means the connection of two particular points of time, periods of time. So we say three Sandhya, isn't it? So the morning time is called Pratah Sandhya. That is the time between the dawn and the rise of the sun. That conjunction period is called Pratah Sandhya. In the same way, we have the midday Madhyanika Sandhya, and the evening Sandhya is called Sayam Sandhya. Between the dusk and the sunset, that particular period of time is called Sandhya Kala. So in the Guru Ashtaka, we say Dhyayan Stuvam Stasya Yashastri Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. The last shloka of Guru Ashtakam by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So we sing this every day. So it means I shall remember and glorify my beloved spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, in the three Sandhya Kalas of the day. Pratha Sandhya, Madhyanika Sandhya, and Sayam Sandhya. So here, Yuga Sandhya means the conjunction between two yugas. That is the ending of Kali Yuga and the beginning of another Satya Yuga. That is called Yuga Sandhya. So the Lord is going to appear at the conjunction of the two yugas, Yuga Sandhyayam. And at that time, what will be the situation? Dasyu Prayeshu Rajasu. Rajasu means all the kings, the governing personalities. Prayeshu, almost all of them will be Dasyu. Dasyu means they will be plunderers, they will be thieves and rogues. The so-called kings and the governing personalities, the leaders, would have all degraded to plunderers. That would be the situation at the end of Kali Yuga. Janita Vishnu Yashasaha. At that time, Janitaha, he will take birth. Janitaha means he will take his birth as the son of Vishnu Yashasaha. So the name of the personality who will be the father of Kalki Avatara has been mentioned here, Vishnu Yashasaha. Vishnu is his name and Yashaha is his surname. And elsewhere, Srila Prabhupada says, this Yashaha has now become Joshi. So Joshi, Vishnu Joshi, will be the surname or will be the name of the father of Kalki Avatara. Namna, by that name, Kalkir Jagatpatihi. So by the name of Kalki, he will be appearing, and he is none other than Jagatpatihi, the entire master of the creation, the Lord of the creation. He will be appearing at the time when all the rulers of the earth would have degenerated into plunderers. And Prabhupada explains that now the Kalki Avatara, when the Lord is going to actually come? He is going to appear at the end of the Kali Yuga. So the duration of Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years, out of which about 4,27,000 years have passed. So, out of which about 5,000 years have passed. So we have about 4,27,000 years left for Kalki Avatara to appear. So it's a very, very long duration of time from our point of view. But from the cosmic point of view, the cosmic scale, this is very, very insignificant period of time. So this is a prophecy, as I told, that Bhagavatam is making, that towards the end of Kali Yuga, Lord Kalki will appear. So in the Bhagavatam 12th canto, the description is given in the second chapter about the symptoms of Kali Yuga. What will be the exact situation 4,27,000 years from now? And in what situations Lord Kalki will appear, what will be his activities, what will he do, what are his characteristics. These things are very nicely described in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the last canto, in chapter 2. So the chapter is entitled The Symptoms of Kali Yuga. So let us read a few verses from this chapter and let's try to understand how the Kali Yuga is going to proceed, how it is going to further degrade, and because of this degradation of dharma, how Kalki Avatara will appear. Shukadeva Goswami said, then, O King Parikshit, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali. So we see what all will decrease in the age of Kali as Kali Yuga proceeds. Dharma will decrease. Truthfulness in people, Satyam, will not be there. Shaucham, cleanliness will degrade. Tolerance, the ability to tolerate, the ability to forgive others' mistakes, forgiveness will not be there. Mercy will not be there. Daya will not be there. And then duration of life of people also will reduce. Physical strength of people, the bodies of the Kali Yuga people, the bodies will keep deteriorating in strength, and then memory will also diminish. The memory power of people will diminish. Now we are seeing all this even now also. Earlier before the smartphones came, we used to remember the mobile phones of so many people by memory. But now, since the smartphones are there, we just feed in the numbers into the smartphones and we don't actually remember. We don't even try to remember the mobile phones. We don't try to memorize things. So memory, when it is not used, it will diminish. And then physical strength of people also is decreasing because the food that we are all eating is highly polluted, contaminated. Its nutritional value is very low. And just for the taste sake, people eat. Yesterday we had discussed about how people get addicted to meat eating. It's because of the spices and the taste that is added along with the flesh that makes people craving for the meat. Duration of life of people will decrease, and we see mercy, tolerance, forgiveness, cleanliness, all these things are decreasing. Now people even don't take bath, isn't it? They take French bath. What is French bath? They just spray perfume and say, now we are fresh. That we are already seeing. Truthfulness of people is decreasing. So all these are actually foretold by Shukadeva Goswami in the very beginning of Kali Yuga, that such things are going to happen, and we are actually seeing that the influence of Kali dramatically it is unfolding in front of us. Verse 2. In Kali Yuga, wealth alone will be considered the sign of a good man's good birth, proper behavior, and fine qualities. And law and justice will be applied only on the basis of one's power. So yes, this also we are seeing. So if a person is wealthy, he is considered to be a great person. He is given more importance and prominence in the society. And he is considered to be a very good person with fine behavior and fine qualities. Even though he does not have good behavior and good qualities, just because he has wealth, he is considered to be a great person. And law and justice also, people use their power and influence to purchase judgments that we are also seeing now, unfortunately. As Kali Yuga proceeds, these things will become even more degraded, even more prominent. Men and women will live together merely because of superficial attraction, and success in business will depend on deceit. Womanliness and manliness will be judged according to one's expertise in sex, and a man will be known as a Brahmana just by his wearing a thread. Now, these are all the different symptoms of degradation in Kali Yuga. Dampatye abhiruchire hetuhu. So it is said men and women will live together only because of their bodily attraction. Now that we are already seeing that. situationships, nanoships, all such things have come into existence. Mm. Uh, so, where marriage as an institution is losing its prominence, and as Kali Yuga proceeds, this will become even more degraded. And then business will all be based on cheating others, and a man or a woman will be considered uh, good, or man or a woman will be judged based on their sex appeal that we are already seeing today. And vipratve sutrameva he, just by wearing a thread, a sacred thread, one will be considered as a brahmana. So that is the degradation in Kali Yuga. So a brahmana is supposed to have certain qualities, 12 qualities, but like Satyam, Shantam, Arjavam, all these things. But just by wearing a sacred thread, one claims to be a Brahmana, and the whole society will accept them, accept such pseudo Brahmanas. Further, a person's spiritual position will be ascertained merely according to external symbols, and on that same basis, people will change from one spiritual order to the next. A person's propriety will be seriously questioned if he does not earn a good living. And one who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar. So, this is a kind of thing which is going to happen in Kali Yuga. It's already happening. So, just by external appearance, external dress, and symbols, a person will be considered to be belonging to a particular spiritual order. That means internally they don't have any qualification, they don't have devotional attitude, but simply they will flaunt various symbols that we are already seeing. A lot of people put body tattoos. And in the body tattoos, some people will put Om, some people will put Bhagavad Gita Shloka, some people will put Trishula, all such things. And they think it is just a matter of flaunting. And just by putting these tattoos, they think they have become religious. Huh? So this is what is the symptom of Kali Yuga. So a person's propriety will be questioned seriously if he does not earn a good living. If he's not earning a good salary, then a person's very existence in the society is a question mark. Everybody will question. And if one is good at juggling words, nicely is able to speak, then he is considered to be a great scholar. These are the things, degradations in Kali Yuga. Further, Shukadev Goswami says, a person will be judged unholy if he does not have money, and hypocrisy will be accepted as virtue. Marriage will be arranged simply by verbal agreement, and a person will think he is fit to appear in public if he has merely taken a bath. So, so if a person is not able to earn money, then he is considered unholy. Asadhu. He is considered asadhu. He's not a good person. He's not a holy person. But if you have money, even if you don't have the symptoms of a sadhu, you will be considered as a sadhu. And hypocrisy will be accepted as a virtue. Hypocrisy means saying something, doing something else. There's no connection between what a person is speaking and what he's doing in his personal life. Now, such hypocrisy will increase as the Kali Yuga proceeds. That is why Srila Prabhupada often said, Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Two things are going to be very prominent in Kali Yuga. Quarrel, fights will be there. Fights between individuals, fights between communities, fights between nations. So these are going to be very common. Kali itself means fight, misunderstanding, quarrel. And the second symptom of Kali Yuga is hypocrisy. So people are not true to what they speak, what they profess. So they say something and they do something else. And then marriage will be simply a matter of verbal agreement. That is going to happen in Kali Yuga. So we are already seeing that, there's no more the sanctity that the Vedic understanding, the Vedic society, Varnashrama Dharma ascribes to marriage as an institution is slowly, the marriage is losing its sanctity, and that is what is told here also. And a person thinks that he's going to be good for public appearance if he has even not taken his bath. So that is the kind of cleanliness that people in Kali Yuga practice. Now, when Prabhupada went to the West, Prabhupada was seriously critical about the cleanliness standards of the Westerners. So the Westerners don't take bath. Many times the hippies, especially, they would not take bath. They would just be, bad odor, body odor would be coming from them, and they would not brush their teeth. They would, not keep themselves clean. And especially in the Western thing, when a person passes stool, tissue paper is used for cleansing. So according to Vedic standards, this is a very, very degraded standard of cleanliness. But according to them, it is so sophisticated. It's a sophisticated way of living. So these are all the things that we are already seeing what Srimad Bhagavatam is prophesizing. It is already, we can experience this, we can see this in today's world. Then Shukadev Goswami continues, a sacred place will be taken to consist of no more than a reservoir of water located at a distance, and beauty will be thought to depend on one's hairstyle. Filling the belly will become the goal of life, and one who is audacious will be accepted as truthful. He who can maintain a family will be regarded as an expert man, and the principles of religion will be observed only for the sake of reputation. So, by hearing these only, we can understand it's going to be a degraded civilization as we further proceed into the Kali Yuga. So, people will think just if there is a reservoir of water and it is far away from my place, then it is a Tirtha Kshetra. Tirtha means just you go there, take bath, take a dip, and come. So Tirtha Kshetra is actually a place where the Lord is glorified and where there is opportunity for saintly association of devotees. That is the real meaning of Tirtha, Tirtha Yatra, Tirtha Kshetra. But in Kali Yuga, that is going to be merely reduced to a place which has a reservoir of water and it is located at a distance from one's place. Then it becomes a Tirtha Yatra, Tirtha Kshetra. And then Lavanyam Kesha Dharanam. So beauty will be thought to depend on one's hairstyle. And Prabhupada used to quote this many times and see how the hippies, they used to have long hairs, the hairs. And this is actually the prophecy of Srimad Bhagavatam, that in Kali Yuga, both men and women will have long hairs and they'll think that by having long hair, then one, or by having a very cool hairstyle, a person is handsome or beautiful. That's what people will think. And goal of life will become just filling the belly. And a person is, because of his audacity to argue certain things, he'll be considered a truthful person. If a person is able to maintain his family nicely, then he'll be considered an expert person. And just for the sake of one's reputation in the society, one will perform religious activities as a show off. So this is what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. Further, as the earth thus becomes crowded with a corrupt population, whoever among any of the social classes shows himself to be the strongest will gain political power. So it is not going to be based on one's qualification. Anybody who becomes strong, who becomes powerful by support of bigger number of people, such a person will become king, will gain political power. Losing their wives and properties to such avaricious and merciless rulers who will behave no better than ordinary thieves, the citizens will flee to the mountains and forests. So the citizens will be highly disturbed because of such bad rulers, and they will go away to the forests and mountains. Harassed by famine and excessive taxes, people will resort to eating leaves, roots, flesh, wild honey, fruits, flowers, and seeds. Struck by drought, they will become completely ruined. So people will not have good food to eat, so they will go to the forest and eat whatever is found there. So there will be famine and drought. No proper water will be available. The citizens will surely The citizens will suffer greatly from cold, wind, heat, rain, and snow. They will be further tormented by quarrels, hunger, thirst, disease, and severe anxiety, chinta, that we are already seeing today. A lot of people are into depression and anxiety. These are all the symptoms of Kali Yuga that is foretold in the Vedic scriptures. Here it is also said that the weather conditions will be abnormal. When we expect rain, it won't rain. When we don't expect heat, it will be very hot. All such things will happen. Weather related disasters, we are already seeing that happening. The maximum duration of life for human beings in Kali Yuga will become 50 years. So people will only be able to live up for 50 years. So that's the maximum duration it will become. Now also we are seeing that, but we also see now here and there people who are living up to 70s, 80s, sometimes 90s. But as Kali Yuga progresses, the maximum duration of Kali Yuga people will become 80, 50 years. Now let's see what happens next. By the time the age of Kali ends, the bodies of all creatures will be greatly reduced in size, and the religious principles of followers of Varnashrama will be ruined. Hmm? The path of the Vedas will be completely forgotten in human society, and so-called religion will be mostly atheistic. The kings will mostly be thieves. The occupations of men will be stealing, lying, and needless violence, and all the social classes will be reduced to the lowest level of Shudras. So practically, Varnashrama system won't be there, and only atheism will prevail. Kings will become thieves, and common people will engage in occupations of stealing, lying, and simply needless violence. Hmm? And everybody will become Shudras. Means because without Vedic training, they'll all be Shudras. Janmana Jayate Shudra. The scriptures say by birth everybody is a Shudra. If there are no samskaras, they're all called Shudras. And here it is also said the bodies of all creatures will be greatly reduced in size. So everybody will become very short, very, very small, reduced in size. These are all the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So kings themselves will become thieves, plunderers. Imagine what will be the plight of the society. Cows will be like goats, that means they'll be reduced in size. Spiritual hermitages will be no different from mundane houses, and family ties will extend no further than the immediate bonds of marriage. So, we are already seeing that nuclear families, no, in present days. Earlier we used to have joint families where two, three generations of people would live together, but now we see, nuclear families, just husband, wife, and one child. And many times they say, we don't want child. We want to lead a happy life, without any so-called uh, jamela responsibilities of taking care of the child like this. And a day will come in the future, probably, just one person will be called as a family. So one husband will be there somewhere, wife will be living somewhere. Each one is a family. So that is what is going to happen. And spiritual hermitages, ashramas will become no different from mundane houses, where only sense gratificatory activities will be happening in the name of religious institutions and ashramas. Most plants and herbs will be tiny, and all trees will appear like dwarf shami trees. Clouds will be full of lightning, homes will be devoid of piety, and all human beings will have become like asses. So, asses means they're working very hard for sense enjoyment, but there is no intelligence for spiritual advancement. Now, this is going to be the most degraded situation, and at that time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear on the earth. Acting with the power of pure spiritual goodness, he will rescue eternal religion. So, at that time, Kalki Avatara happens when the Kali Yuga degradation reaches its pinnacle, or when it becomes most degraded. At that time, 4,27,000 years from now, Lord Kalki will appear. And what is his main purpose? His main purpose is to destroy all the evildoers, practically everybody, and save a very few devotees. There will be a handful of devotees of the Lord, and he will save them, and he will save the principles of Sanatana Dharma. So Kalki is going to come. So let's see the description about what are the activities and where he is going to appear and all such things from now onwards. Here it is described. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master of all moving and non moving living beings, and the Supreme Soul of all, takes birth to protect the principles of religion and to relieve his saintly devotees from the reaction of material work. So here it is said, the Lord appears to protect the principles of Dharma and to protect his saintly devotees. That is the purpose he is going to appear. Lord Kalki will appear in the home of the most eminent Brahmana of Shambhala village, the great soul Vishnu Yasha. Shambhala Grama Mukhyasya Brahmanasya Mahatmanah Bhavane Vishnu Yashasaha Kalki Pradhur Bhavishyati. It is said here that in the future, at the end of Kali Yuga, Lord Kalki will appear in the house of a eminent Brahmana called Vishnu Yasha. In the foretelling of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm. And now here, we should appreciate the details that have been told here. At which place he's going to appear, who is going to be his father, in whose house he's going to appear. All these are prophesied by Shukadev Goswami. So now what he will do, let's see. Lord Kalki, the Lord of the universe, will mount his swift horse called as Devadatta, and sword in hand, he will travel over the earth exhibiting his 8 mystic opulences and 8 special qualities of Godhead. Displaying his unequaled effulgence and riding with great speed, he will kill by the millions those thieves who have dared dress as kings. So Kalki will have his swift horse, and the horse's name is also given, Devadatta, and he will have his sword in hand. That sword is Nandaka's sword. Nandaka is the sword of Lord Vishnu, and he will display his 8 yogic siddhis. So, in a very swift manner, he will travel all across the world, and he will be effulgent. His body will have a spiritual effulgence, and riding with great speed, he will kill millions of thieves who all will be dressed as rulers and kings. So, we can just imagine if we don't become intelligent now and we don't take up Krishna consciousness seriously and make efforts to go back to Godhead, then we will have to take birth again and again in this Kali Yuga in different species of life. And we will have to go through the cruel experience of the degrading Kali Yuga, and which is actually not at all good, not at all conducive for spiritual advancement. As Kali Yuga progresses, as we saw all these symptoms of Kali Yuga, the situation will be more and more worse. It won't be conducive for spiritual advancement, at least now, because we are in the golden period of Kali Yuga, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared just about 500 years ago. The first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga is called as the golden period of Kali Yuga. So we have taken birth during this period, and we have got the great opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. If we don't take Krishna consciousness seriously now, if we don't take our chanting, our sadhana, our purificatory process of Krishna consciousness seriously now, then we will have to experience all these catastrophic events that are going to unfold as Kali Yuga progresses. So better we should, that's why Srila Prabhupada used to always say, better you finish your business of Krishna consciousness in this life, attain perfection, attain love of Godhead, and go back to Krishna. Don't think that anyway I will get a second chance, I will again take birth. No, Kali Yuga is not at all conducive. So we should never run the risk of thinking that anyway, Krishna has told in the Bhagavad Gita that if I don't attain perfection in one life, he will give me another human birth in the next life, and there I will practice nicely. No, we should not think in that way. We should take this as our last. We should be so determined in Krishna consciousness. We should be so serious and so sincere that we should think that this is going to be my last material birth in this world. Enough of this material existence. I want to go back to the Lord. I want to go back to the spiritual world. That should be our desire. And of course, if the Lord wants us to again take birth and render service to Him, that's His wish. But as a sadhaka, as a devotee, we should never think that I'll come back again to this material world. We should always have this goal in life that this should be the last material birth of mine. I will very sincerely, seriously follow everything that Srila Prabhupada has said. Simply by following Srila Prabhupada's instructions, by his mercy, I will be able to go back to Godhead. This should be our only meditation every day, every moment in our life. Very, very important. Very seriously, we should practice Krishna consciousness. Keeping aside all other things, first priority should be for our Krishna consciousness. So why Bhagavatam is describing all these symptoms of Kali Yuga? At least if we have some good sense and we read all these symptoms, we will think, oh, I don't want to experience all these things. Already I'm experiencing so much of miseries in this Kali Yuga. I don't want to run the risk of coming back again to this Kali Yuga material world, taking birth again. So let me become serious in Krishna consciousness. So the purpose of description of the symptoms of Kali Yuga is to make us serious in practice of Krishna consciousness. So let's see further. After all the impostor kings have been killed, the residents of the cities and the towns will feel the breezes carrying the most sacred fragrance of the sandalwood paste and other decorations of Lord Vasudeva, and their minds will thereby become transcendently pure. When Lord Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appears in their hearts in his transcendental form of goodness, the remaining citizens will abundantly repopulate the earth. When the Supreme Lord has appeared on earth as Kalki, the maintainer of religion, Satya Yuga will begin and human society will bring forth progeny in the mode of goodness. So, what is Kalki's business? He will come, kill all the unscrupulous adharmis, and he will preserve the devotees, and through them he will repopulate the world with sattvic population, and that's how he is going to begin the Satya Yuga. So Kalki Avatara is meant for ending this Kali Yuga and beginning the Satya Yuga, right? So this is how Bhagavatam 12th canto describes what is going to exactly happen in Kali Yuga and how Lord Kalki is going to appear, isn't it? So there are various other scriptures, like there is one of the Upa Puranas called as Kalki Purana, where more description is given about Kalki Avatara, his pastimes. So it is described that his marriage with Padmavati Devi is described, and many other things. And also in other scriptures, it is also described that Goddess Durga is present in one of the shrines in North India. What is it called? I forget the name. So she is meditating on the Supreme Lord there. So she is waiting for the Kalki Avatara to come. So these are all descriptions of different, from found in the different Vedic scriptures. But as far as the Bhagavatam is concerned, as I mentioned, these descriptions are given so that we become serious in our Krishna Bhakti. We should, after reading these descriptions, we should make a firm conviction. We should take a sankalpa that this is going to be the last birth for me in this Kali Yuga. And it is possible. If we strictly follow what Srila Prabhupada has said, definitely this is going to be the last birth for us in this material world. And we should go back to Godhead. So let's continue. So after Kalki, what Suta Goswami says, we are coming back to the first canto, third chapter. Text 26. Avatara hi asankhyeya hare satvanidher yatha vidhasinah kulyah sarasasyu sahasrashah. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Srila Sutta Goswami continued, O Brahmanas, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The list of incarnations of the personality of Godhead given herein is not complete. It is only a partial view of all the incarnations. There are many others, such as Sri Hayagriva, Hari, Hamsa, Prashnigarbha, Vibhu, Satyasena, Vaikuntha, Sarvabhauma, Vishwaksena, Dharmasetu, Sudhama, Yogeshwara, Bruhadbhanu, and others of the bygone ages. Sri Prahlad Maharaj said in his prayer, My Lord, you manifest as many incarnations as there are species of life, namely the aquatics, the vegetables, the reptiles, the birds, the beasts, the men, the demigods, etc., just for the maintenance of the faithful and the annihilation of the unfaithful. You advent yourself in this way in accordance with the necessity of the different yugas. In the Kali Yuga, you have incarnated, garbed as a devotee. This incarnation of the Lord in the Kali Yuga is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many other places, both in the Bhagavatam and in other scriptures, in which the incarnation of the Lord as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explicitly mentioned. In the Brahma Samhita also it is said indirectly that although there are many incarnations of the Lord, such as Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, and many others, the Lord Himself sometimes incarnates in person. Lord Krishna and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are not therefore incarnations, but the original source of all other incarnations. This will be clearly explained in the next shloka. So the Lord is the inexhaustible source for the innumerable incarnations which are not always mentioned. But such incarnations are distinguished by specific extraordinary feats which are impossible to be performed by any living being. That is the general test to identify an incarnation of the Lord, directly and indirectly empowered. Some incarnations mentioned above are almost plenary portions. For instance, the Kumaras are empowered with transcendental knowledge. Sri Narada is empowered with devotional service. Maharaj Prithu is an empowered incarnation with executive function. The Matsya incarnation is directly a plenary portion. So, the innumerable incarnations of the Lord are manifested all over the universes constantly without cessation as water flows constantly from waterfalls. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So, Sutta Goswami is concluding the list of the incarnations that he has given. So, about 22 incarnations Sutta Goswami has mentioned so far, right? Uh, and here he began with Mahavishnu in the beginning of this chapter, that is Karanodakashayi Vishnu, and now he's just now we talked about Kalki Avatara, that was the last in this list. So, after mentioning all these incarnations, Sutta Goswami is saying, Avatara hi asankhyeya. Asankhya means uncountable, infinite, that which you cannot count. You know, it is not possible to count the incarnations of the Lord. Hare Sattva Nidher Dvija. O Dvija, O Brahmanas, the Lord is an ocean of transcendental goodness. Hare Sattva Nidhe. He is Sattva Nidhi. He is the ocean of all transcendental qualities. And he has innumerable, uncountable incarnations. And the example is given here, analogy is given. Yatha, yatha vidhanaha, yatha avidasinaha, kulyaha, sarasa sahasrashaha. So sahasra means thousand. Sarasaha means vast lakes. So just like from vast lakes or vast water bodies, innumerable rivulets or streams flow out. waterfalls flow from great reservoirs of water, in the same way, from the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, unlimited incarnations have been coming. Even in the past, there have been unlimited incarnations, and in the future also there shall be unlimited incarnations of the Lord. So that is what is Brahma Samhita saying. Hmm? Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. The Lord has got Anantarupa, unlimited forms. And at various times, in various universes, on various planets, among various species of lives, the Lord appears as different incarnations and he performs wonderful activities. And all his activities are meant for preserving dharma, for protecting the devotees, for annihilating adharma or the miscreants who are attached to adharma, who are opposed to dharma. So Prabhupada quotes from the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj from the seventh canto of Bhagavatam, where Prahlad Maharaj refers to the Supreme Lord as Triyuga. O Lord, you are called Triyuga because you manifest your incarnations and declare yourself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead through your wonderful activities in the three yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. Whereas in Kali Yuga, you appear as Channa Avatara. Channa means hidden Avatara. So there are two words, reveal and conceal. There are two words in English, reveal and conceal. Reveal means that which is known to everybody, that which is openly declared, revealed. We say revealed scriptures, like. So that is one kind of incarnations. Whereas in Kali Yuga, especially the Lord's incarnation as a devotee, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is referred to as Channa Avatar. Channa means concealed incarnation. So in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatara, the Lord does not declare himself to be the Supreme Lord, nor does he display his superhuman activities like the other incarnations, but he actually shows his causeless mercy on the degraded souls of Kali Yuga by killing their demoniac propensities. And how does he kill his demoniac propensities? He has two major weapons. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has two weapons by which he kills the degradation of consciousness of people. What is that? One is his matchless beauty, his transcendental beauty, and the second one is the holy name, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So his beauty and the holy name, Hare Krishna Mantra, were the two weapons used by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. So therefore, since he did not declare himself to be the Supreme Personality, but he conducted himself as a great devotee of the Supreme Lord and inspired others also to become a devotee. Achar, by his personal behavior, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught everybody how to become a devotee of Krishna. So, sometimes when devotees would say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you are the Supreme Lord, Krishna himself, immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would close his ears and he would chant the name of Lord Vishnu. So, to demonstrate the fact that, in this particular incarnation, he has come to establish the ideals of pure devotional service. And a pure devotee will never tolerate when he is equated to the Supreme Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to close his ears and he used to chant the name of Lord Vishnu. And whenever devotees would offer obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, generally, whenever we offer obeisances to a saintly person, we receive some benedictions like Ayushman Bhava, Sumangali Bhava, Putravan Bhava, like this. We get some benedictions, Varadana, isn't it, from our elders or saintly people. May you live long, may you have a long duration of life, may you have good number of children, like this. But whenever devotees would offer obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, Krishne Matirastu, Krishne Matirastu, like this he would bless. May your mind always be fixed on Krishna. Krishne Matirastu. May you always be Krishna conscious. This is the specific benediction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always bless to anybody who fell at his feet. So even today, when we bow down in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his deity, this is the benediction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give us. Krishne Matirastu. May we always fix our mind on Krishna. May we always be Krishna conscious. So this is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special benediction. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we know, he's also called Mahavadanya Avatara. He's the most beneficent of all incarnations. All other incarnations came, they displayed their wonderful superhuman powers, they killed the demons, they protected the devotees, and they performed superhuman activities. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, more than all of these incarnations, he gave something which no other incarnations gave. Right? He bestowed pure love of Krishna upon anybody whom he saw. Just by his glance, just by seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu perform Sankirtana, devotees would become ecstatic with Krishna Prema. During the South India trip when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, there were so many people, it is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, people who would not even have a basic understanding about Krishna Bhakti. As soon as they would see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ecstatically singing and dancing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in various holy places, all these devotees would become, they would become also ecstatic. They would also develop symptoms of Krishna Prema. And these devotees would go to their villages, and whoever saw these devotees, they also got Krishna Prema. They also started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it was like a chain reaction. So Mahaprabhu had decided to bestow this pure love of Krishna on anybody and everybody without any discrimination. That is why he is Mahavadanya Avatara. So anybody who saw him was surcharged with bhakti and ecstatic love for Krishna. And anybody who saw those empowered devotees, they also would become mad after Krishna. So this is a very special, confidential incarnation. No other incarnation we hear or we study in the scriptures that such a thing the incarnation did. So Mahaprabhu's incarnation is very, very special. So he is full of mercy towards all the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. If you take a contrast between Mahaprabhu and Kalki Avatara, there's a Ajagajantara difference. In Sanskrit, there is a phrase, Ajagajantara Vyatyasa. Vyatyasa means difference. Aja means goat. Gaja means elephant. So if there is a comparison between goat and elephant, it's not a proper comparison. No, goat is so small and it eats only little quantity of grass or leaves, whereas a gaja, elephant, is so huge and it eats tons and tons of grass and plants and so many things. Its capacity, its size is humongous compared to a goat. So when we compare Lord Kalki's avatara and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatara, it is Ajagajantara. So Kalki comes at the end and he wraps up the whole thing. He wraps up the Kali Yuga and he kills all the people and then starts the Satyuga with people who are already devotees of the Lord. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mercy is unparalleled. He came also in Kali Yuga, but he says, I don't want to kill anybody. And even if you are not devotee, it's okay. If you somehow receive my mercy by receiving my blessings, you will also become devotee. You will become mad after Krishna. You will attain perfection of your life. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we see Shivananda Sena, one of the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who would organize yearly trip of devotees who are visiting from Gauda Desha, from Bengal, to Sri Kshetra Jagannath Puri. Every year hundreds of devotees would come to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. because he was residing in Nilachala, Jagannath Puri, after he took sannyas on the request of his mother. He was staying there. So this Shivananda Sena used to organize the trip. So during the journey, he would make sure that the tolls are paid properly at right places, and he would also arrange for night accommodations for the traveling devotees. Mind you, all the travelers were traveling by foot. They were walking and coming from Gaudadesha, from West Bengal, from Nadia to Jagannath Puri. They were all coming by walk every year to participate in the Rath Yatra. And more importantly, they were coming to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to receive his blessings. So once what happened in one of the trips during one of the years, a dog was following Shivananda Sena. So this dog was coming. He's a street dog. It was just coming. And Shivananda Sena also, because he's a Vaishnava, he felt compassion upon the dog and he would feed the dog some prasadam. And the dog came all the way till Jagannath Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw this dog. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally fed this dog with some tender coconut. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this dog also to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Huh? Generally, a dog cannot actually chant or take up devotional activities, isn't it? Human beings only don't take. We only are so callous. Even though we have developed consciousness, we don't take bhakti so seriously. But Mahaprabhu's mercy is so immense and so powerful that he made even this dog also chant Hare Krishna mantra. He personally fed this dog, and because of this, the dog went back to Godhead. This was personally confirmed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shivananda Sena. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he didn't take credit for himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh Shivananda Sena, because of your association, all the while during the journey, you gave association to this dog. The dog heard the holy name from you, and the dog also ate prasadam from your hands. Because of this, the dog went back to Godhead." So this is Mahaprabhu's mercy, isn't it? So we are also like that only, not qualified, but by our beloved spiritual master, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada has shown us the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has given us the exact process with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by which he delivered thousands and thousands of souls when when he performed his manifest leelas just 500 years ago. So even today, Mahaprabhu is living through the pure movement of Srila Prabhupada, through the Hare Krishna movement. Mahaprabhu is available for bestowing his mercy upon all of us through the Hare Krishna movement, through the devotees of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are seriously practicing his instructions. So Mahaprabhu's movement is going on, and we are so fortunate that we have got an opportunity to somehow or the other take part in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana movement. So we should take maximum advantage. We should not become foolish by getting attracted to so many other isms or so many other glaring, glamorous things of this Kali Yuga. Mahaprabhu is there. If Mahaprabhu is there, where should we go anywhere else? Mahaprabhu's mercy is immense, and we should simply follow Mahaprabhu's instructions. Hmm? Bharata Bhumite Janma Loilo Yar, Janma Sarthaka Kari Karo Paropakar. This is Mahaprabhu's instruction. We all have taken birth in this holy land of India. We should make our life Sarthaka by practicing Krishna consciousness, by chanting Hare Krishna nicely, and then also broadcasting this message to more and more souls of this Kali Yuga who are all suffering very much. And Yarade ko thare kaho Krishna Upadesh. This is also Mahaprabhu's instruction. Whomever you meet, whomever you see, request them, please chant Hare Krishna, please read Bhagavad Gita. We should request. By so doing, Mahaprabhu will be pleased. And when Mahaprabhu is pleased, our life is successful. So the Lord's incarnations are innumerable. This is what Sutta Goswami is saying, and he's giving, he's ending this description of the 22 incarnations of the Supreme Lord that he has mentioned in this chapter. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Anyone has any quick comments or questions? Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.